Right, so we're on for an assist with the oldest cow in the yard, the matriarch. Gained 42 days on last service in calf to Willard Cerberus. So we'll see what this is. How I catch 'em. Crossover pen in front of my calving pen. Calving pens are full of crap still. Need a bit of a sort out. In you go, lass. Go on. Gotta go. Come on. Spring latch gates. Very good idea. Come on, up. Leave that there. Come on. Come on. Take them steady. Don't rush them about. Come on. Come on. You've seen it. Come on. Come on. Here you go. Go on. Just like that. So hopefully you can see, not little feet, but she has got a pelvis like a barn door, so I'm going to put the machine on and have a feel and see what I can do. Right, so I will try and talk you through this calving of the old girl, the matriarch Blondie, and her 58.5 kilo calf. Now I've had him weighed. Now I've had my hand in, I've put the ropes on, I've also applied lube, I've then reset my gloves and I'm about to attach the machine. Now I would advocate you buy yourself disposable calving gowns or AI gowns, depending on what your veterinary suppliers call them. I have this washable coverall, well, mainly to protect the cows from whatever muck is on my overalls, but also just to try and keep me tidy. It's not perfect, but it does the job. Scrub it down well before I've got a Caesar, just to make sure we keep the level of infection at a minimum. Right, so machine on. You should hopefully see I hook the ropes upwards so the knots and slack is facing up and over the hook. I don't know if this is the correct way, but it's how it suits me. I also always put the blue band on the right leg so it goes on the rearmost hook, the red band on the left leg so it is on the front hook, because they're two different lengths, being an alternate traction machine. Once I've got the feet lined up and presented, I'll continue to apply lube to the inside of the cow to try and reduce friction and aid the head out, because it is usually the principal point of restriction by virtue of size. Precursors here. When I put my hands in, his feet weren't actually crossed. They're big, but they weren't crossed over, and I could get my hand alongside his legs and between his shoulders and her pelvis. So I felt, knowing the cow and the size of her pelvis, I was in a pretty safe position to proceed, even with him being a big calf. You'll note that I've not put tons of pressure on the machine either, and I'm able to move it down her rump. The reason I've done that before proceeding at this point is because your machine tends to slip up on the arse of continental cows, however much or little muscle they've got, and it can close the amount of room you've got in the birth canal. So if you make sure you're nicely below the entrance to the birth canal, you've afforded yourself as much room as you can while still gripping the cow. I'm taking it steady at this point. You notice I've not gone mad and ratcheted out in a massive hurry. I'm trying to let the cow continue to contract as she wants, and in doing so she also affords me a bit more room. Every time the cow contracts, she also assists with dilating her vulva, which helps you getting the calf out without ripping it to pieces. So I'm trying to use the leverage of the bar of the machine as well as the ratchet just to get his head to come. I'm not applying too much pressure because I don't want to stress the calf. It's a big calf. I don't want to stress the cow. You'll notice I've not got the gate tight on her. I'm allowing her to move, because the cow moving her back legs and stepping side to side also gains you room in the pelvis. It seems to break the seal because they've still got that articulation. Now I've got his head out comfortably. You can see he's alive. She's pushing well now, his head's free. He starts coming pretty quickly, and you notice she's relieved the pressure and crapped on him. Because at this point, the natural trajectory of the calf as it comes out of the cow with gravity rotates it to the floor, I try and replicate that route with the machine. It also reduces the level of impact that the head gets if you can't support it. And as you notice, he's nearly out, just snagged again. Put a bit more pressure on the machine, bang, here he comes. He's on the deck now, he's breathing, he's got a bit of fluid in his lungs, but I'm happy with him. Take the machine out of the way, go and get my gear, clip his navel as soon as I can, dip it and return him to the pen. So I hope you see, it's not a rush job, doesn't need to be a rush job. Take your time with them, let the cow help you. Here we go, there's your navel clip, sheath navel clip. It's got an interlock on it so the cows don't fetch them off. I've tried different brands that aren't that effective, so this is him sorted. But yeah, going back to working with your cow, don't go crashing in, you don't need to. Let the cow progress with you. Try and time your jacking with her contractions or watch her contractions. You will get some cows that just won't push and you've got to jack the whole calf out and then suddenly decide to start pushing when you've got the arse coming out. But experienced cows will push with you. So if you can, look for your contractions. I've not hit everyone. I've sort of pulled on every second one and let the cow push the calf, but it all helps to dilate. And in doing so, you gain more room. But as we're saying with the hashtag, think before you think. Don't go ripping in straight away. Have a feel, assess the situation. If the calf's legs are crossed, you've more than likely got a pinch on the shoulders. If the shoulders aren't coming out, it's highly unlikely that the rump will come out. So consider your position at that point. Give your vet a ring. If you decide to proceed in the meantime, your vet's already halfway there, so you've got help, or wait until your vet gets there and let them have a bit of input on what you're doing. If you do elect to proceed, tons and tons of lube. I use a hand pump, put as much lube in as I can, and then just take it steady. It's not a race. And remember that. Don't panic, don't get the red mist, don't go crashing in, just take it steady. Hope this is a help. I'll try and post more as I get them, especially if they're of any interest. I thought this one was, with it being such a big calf, but yeah, capable cow. So thank you for watching. Right, here we go. Last bit for you. For the win, non-steroidal. If you've had a hard calving, if you've had a bit of pressure on, give the cow a bit of NSAID. Just helps with any inflammation you cause in the reproductive tract and takes the pressure off the cow. And in young cows, I think it stops them blaming the calf for the pain, so they mother them better. But yeah, right. Job done. On to the next one. Thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe. Cheers. And here he is, close up. How's that for timing?